Tonight, we know Colorado's Catholic Church has received dozens of claims of sexual abuse at the hands of clergy.
Now, that confession came with a promise that survivors will be paid for their suffering as long as they agree not to take the church to court.
Contact 7 Investigates' Tony Kowaleski has been pressing the church to be more accountable. And Tony, this is a small part of a much larger investigation.
Yes, it is, Ann Shannon. We now know at least 65 victims have reached out to the Catholic Church and the independent investigators saying a priest abused them sexually. Now the church prepares to write checks while that investigation continues.
This is going to be independent.
Colorado's Attorney General making the ground rules clear.
The amount of money to be awarded, the decisions are not overseen by the diocese. They are managed solely by our special masters.
Phil Weiser saying money paid to victims will come from the Catholic Church, and the church will not contribute to the decisions made on who gets money and how much.
There were some painful compromises that we had to make to get to a final agreement.
Today's announcement for victims' compensation comes 2 weeks after former Attorney General Cynthia Kaufman and a former priest and longtime critic of the church both criticized the depth and scope of the ongoing investigation.
I think it's a farce. And I think it's a farce because it's cooked up mainly to benefit and cover for the institutional church.
Would it be accurate for us to report that you didn't get everything you wanted from the Catholic Church in this negotiation?
Yes, it would be accurate.
Disappointing?
Disappointing.
To avoid future disappointments, Colorado's Attorney General has hired a respected independent administrator to consider all claims with a focus on arriving at a fair and just compensation for victims.
Many of these claimants, even more than the compensation, want validation, want acknowledgement, want to hear from independent administrators. Yes, your claim is credible. Yes, you were harmed. Yes, it's a tragedy what was done to you.
The independent administrator said cash payouts will likely be between $10,000 and $500,000, but there is no ceiling on that amount. Settlements will be based on details uncovered during the process.
So we want to know the nature of the abuse. We also look very carefully at the number of incidents of the abuse. What we have learned around the country is that there are victims who have been abused once, and there have been victims who have been abused over 100 times.
So all the settlement money will come from the Catholic Church and not from taxpayers. We asked today if those funds are coming from the Sunday collection baskets, and we were told the church will likely sell off other assets to pay for the compensation to victims. Now, if you or someone you know was victimized by a priest, we have the hotline on our website for you to call in. Ann?
Fascinating stuff, Tony. Thank you.